In this video, traders, we're going to how to stop trading on tilt. Stay tuned. Hey guys, warm welcome to you. All right, so trading on tilt, let's define it first. And if you're a day trader, you might be familiar with this. And trading on tilt generally means that you are in a position, your frame of mind is literally, all I want to do is get back the money I've lost. All I want to do is get my equity curve back to highs. It's normally triggered by a series of losers, and it normally involves things like trading way too much size. So you've kind of lost, and you go, right, I'll get it back by trading huge size. You trade markets that you don't normally trade. You trade setups that you don't normally trade. If you even trade setups at all, you kind of shoot from the hip and go, right, I just want to get the money back. You're in a gambling mentality of just wanting to get the money back that you've lost. A very, very dangerous situation to be in. It's the one thing that is really, really, really dangerous to your trading account, because hey, you might get away with it a few times. You know, I know that when I first started trading, guys, day trading, I've been on tilt a few times, you know, and it's horrible. You feel out of control. You feel afterwards, you feel very frustrated. You feel disgusted with the way you've traded. You might get away with it. You might not. You might do real bad damage to your account. It's just a bad way to trade. And sometimes you get away with it and then you end up reinforcing that behavior. It's the one thing, if you do it, you must work on, because it's the one thing that will wipe you out more than anything. Series of losing trades, fine. You can weather that storm, you can control it. But if you trade on tilt, if you're suddenly kind of pushing all your chips in and hoping the market goes up or down, it's such a bad place to be. It's a bad place to be. It can wipe you out. It wipes out your kind of confidence, your emotional capital, and your financial capital. Right, so how do we deal with it? First thing is to identify your triggers. Triggers are going to be normally a losing streak of some sort, a frustration in your performance. And the biggest one, usually I find, especially when we talk to some of the traders and that I talk to, is having a drawdown already on your equity curve. So let's say you've had a poor week of trading, or even let's say if you're struggling, it's just going lower and lower and you just can't seem to get your traction, and then having kind of accelerated part of loss. So then maybe accelerating, having, for a day trader, perhaps you trade the opening of 3 losers in a row. That normally you're kind of frustrated, you're disappointed, and then you get extra frustrated and you go, oh, I need to do something. Trading on tilt, more size, more products, more instruments, more trades. Let me get that equity curve back up to here. That's my number one goal. I just want to get it back up to there. I want to feel how I felt when it was there. I want to feel good about it. And you end up trading awfully. So if you identify those triggers, whatever that may be for you. Like I say, it's normally a series of losers, it's normally something like that, but that's important to take some time to do this, guys. It's important to sit down and go, exactly what is it? Maybe it's missing a trade for you, maybe it's getting stopped out, whatever it may be, but you can go back and look when you trade on tilt and identify that. Then you decide on a strategy to preempt the triggers. So you go, right, well, example, let's just say if I have more than 5 losers in a row, for example, well, you say, hey, if I have 4 losers in a row, I need to stop trading. If I draw down more than 20% from my equity highs, if I'm 15% down, I need to stop trading. It's a circuit breaker. We're putting something in to stop you from doing more damage. We're not trying to be trading better trades. We're not trying to reduce the losers here. We're not trying to hold trades longer. We're not trying to stick to rules. All we're trying to do is put that circuit breaker in to stop us doing the damage of trading on tilt. So identify the strategy. Identify rules to preempt that trigger. So where's the circuit breaker going to be? And then focus on sticking to the rules. That's all you want to focus on, is not going on tilt. You're not trying to become a better trader in terms of holding trades or those things we mentioned earlier. You're just trying to stop yourself trading on tilt, especially if it's a regular occurrence, especially if it's happened recently, and especially if your account is in that vulnerable position where you're frustrated with performance, where you're disappointed, where you're disgusted perhaps with the way that you've traded. Focus on sticking to the rules and protect capital at all costs. You know, something to bear in mind is that without capital, you can't trade. Financial capital, emotional capital. Trading on tilt erodes both of them. When they're both dry, you're out of the game. So if you want to stay in this game, if you want to get over that hump into profitability, you want to get over that hump into some level of consistency and a professional approach to things, you're going to have to fix this. You know, there's nobody who's been in this game for a long period of time who is still trading on tilt. You know, we all learn the hard way. We all have to go through it. We all have to recognize that's not in our long-term interest. So if this is you and you trade on tilt, let me know in the comment section below. Try this out. Try to identify your triggers, what causes you to trade on tilt. Try to come up with a strategy and rules to preempt those triggers and see if you can put that circuit breaker in. And reward yourself. If you manage to feel like you're going on tilt and then you stop and walk away, it's the hardest thing to do. If you do it, give yourself a pat on the back and say, you know what, yes, my equity curve is still here, but it's not here. You know, I can recover from this. I can't recover from a wipeout. And by the way, you know, one thing to do as well is kind of, you know, set your standards and your core values. But that gives you a kind of foundation of you always then referencing your trades with your core values, and like, well, this isn't aligned with my core values as a trader. Does it align with my standards? You know, trading this size on this sort of setup, this time of day is nowhere near professional approach. So you start to become more professional slowly. But first things first, just stop trading on tilt. It's very, very dangerous for your account. You know it is as well. So if you can at least feel confident that you're never going to go into that position, or you've got a circuit breaker that stops you, you can trade with more clarity, more confidence, and maybe take on more risk as well as you start to get better. All right, guys, take care. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.